The BJP's latest Gen Z focused advertisement is a notable example of how political parties are adapting their communication strategies to digital first audiences. Released in the aftermath of the Jantar Mantar protests, the advertisement comes at a time when the government faced criticism from students over paper leaks, examinations, and youth unemployment. Rather than responding through traditional speeches or press conferences, the BJP chose social media as its primary platform. This aligns with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's reported advice to cabinet colleagues that young people are just on Instagram. This is a potential segment of citizens that we all need to connect with. Soon after, he posted an Instagram message outlining measures to curb paper leaks, signaling that the government's image repair strategy would begin online. This communication strategy can be understood through William Benoit's image repair theory, which explains how organizations attempt to restore their reputation after a crisis. Instead of directly defending itself against criticism, the BJP changes the tone of conversation. The advertisement adopts Gen Z slang, quick dialogue, and conversational humor to reconnect with young audiences. Rather than appearing as an official political campaign, it resembles a casual conversation between friends. The opening lines immediately establish this tone.
और ब्रो, तू जंतर मंतर गया था?
हाँ यार, गया था ना।
पूरी वाइब सेट थी वहाँ।
One character asks, "Hey bro, did you go to Jantar Mantar?" and receives the reply, "Yes, I did." The whole vibe was set there. The use of the word vibe is significant. In Gen Z culture, vibe usually refers to an atmosphere, aesthetic, or a feeling rather than the substance of an event. By describing the protest through its vibe, the advertisement subtly shifts attention away from why students were protesting and towards how the protest looked or felt. Instead of foregrounding issues such as paper leaks or unemployment, the protest is framed as a social experience. The advertisement continues this reframing with the line, "My parents were saying no."
Your parents मना कर रहे थे.
This seemingly casual statement carries an important message. It suggests that attending the protest is something parents would naturally discourage, portraying participation as impulsive or immature rather than politically engaged. Instead of debating the protesters' demands, the advertisement questions the decision to attend the protest itself. It positions student participation as something driven by peer influence or excitement rather than civic responsibility. This is a clear example of the framing theory. According to the theory, the way an issue is presented influences how audiences understand it. During the Jantar Mantar protests, many students framed the movement as a demand for accountability and educational reform. The BJP's advertisement constructs an alternative frame. Rather than focusing on paper leaks or examination failures itself, it encourages viewers to remember the protest through its vibe, conversations between friends, and parental disapproval. The emphasis shifts from political purpose of the movement to its cultural image. The advertisement then redirects the conversation towards development. One character says, "You haven't even clocked, but India was like when you were 10." Before listing terrorism, bomb blasts, corruption, and instability as characteristics of the past. The dialogue then contrasts this with the present by highlighting mobile phones, metro system, the Dehradun Expressway, high-speed trains, airports, IITs, IIMs, AIMS, and increased medical seats. This marks a transition from discussing protest politics to emphasizing the government's developmental achievements.
You haven't even clocked, but India was like when you were 10.
सर, आप तो बिल्कुल मेरे डैड की टोन में बोल रहे हो. तुम लोगों ने ओल्ड इंडिया देखा है?
बॉम्ब, धमाके, आतंकी हमले, करप्शन की हेडलाइंस, ये वो.
अरे गलत भी तो नहीं कहते तुम्हारे पेरेंट्स. आज सुबह उठते ही तुम्हारे हाथ में फोन है, घर से निकलते ही सामने मेट्रो है, वेकेशन पे जाना हो तो देहरादून एक्सप्रेसवे है, हाई स्पीड ट्रेन्स, हर छोटी छोटी जगहों पर भी एयरपोर्ट्स, पढ़ने के लिए इतने सारे IIT, IIM, AIMS, in fact double the amount of medical seats.
This shift reflects image repair theory once again. Rather than responding point by point to criticism about examination failure, the advertisement reduces the prominence of those issues by directing attention to infrastructure, education, and economic progress. The underlying message is that the government should be evaluated based on its broader record rather than a single controversy. The advertisement also reflects situational crisis communication theory developed by W. Timothy Coombs. This theory argues that when an organization is held responsible for a crisis, it should adopt communication strategies that rebuild trust. During the Jantar Mantar protest, many young people associated the government with examination irregularities and administrative failures. Instead of distancing itself from young audiences, the BJP attempted to engage them directly through Instagram and youth-friendly content. By using familiar language, informal conversations, and platform-native storytelling, the party seeks to reduce the distance between political leaders and Gen Z. Towards the end of the advertisement, one character asks, "Then why did you give the resignation?" The response is the campaign's central message. Resignation does not show the victory of the Jantar Mantar. It shows the strength of the democracy.
क्या मजबूत? तो फिर रेजिग्नेशन क्यों दिया?
इस्तीफा जंतर मंतर की जीत नहीं दिखाता, डेमोक्रेसी की ताकत दिखाता है.
This line is a textbook example of narrative reframing. Rather than allowing resignations to be interpreted as victories for the protest movement, the advertisement encourages viewers to see them as evidence that democratic institutions are functioning effectively. It shifts the meaning of the resignation from political defeat to democratic accountability. Overall, the advertisement demonstrates how political communication has evolved in the age of social media. It borrows the language, humor, and conversational style of Gen Z while attempting to reshape the narrative surrounding the Jantar Mantar protests. Through the image repair theory, the BJP seeks to rebuild its reputation after a period of criticism. Through the Situational Crisis Communication Theory, it attempts to restore trust by engaging directly with young audiences on Instagram. And through the Framing Theory, it redefines the protest by focusing on the vibe, parental reactions, and government's development narrative rather than the grievances that initially brought the students to Jantar Mantar.